Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. We'll get started in just a moment. Thanks for joining, everyone. We'll get started in just a moment. All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Eileen Tonger. I'll be your host today. I'm the Director of Partner Marketing here at DTEN. And I'm joined with some of my colleagues in the Western Region sales team, Tim Ashlock, Channel Account Manager for West, Jimmy Wu, Account Executive for Higher Ed in West and Central, and Y Lam, Sales Manager for SMB and Commercial at D10. We're pleased to have you spend part of your morning with us, so thanks again for joining. Just a couple of housekeeping items. Chat has been disabled for the duration of this meeting, but you can submit any questions or comments in the Q&A function. We'll try to address all the questions at the end of the presentation, but feel free to submit anything that you'd like to cover or any clarifications that you need. So thank you again. Good morning. Today's agenda, we're going to be covering the state of hybrid work today. We'll talk through some of our new innovations for hybrid work and remote education. We'll go into a solution overview of the D10 products, a little bit of a preview of what's coming next, and then we'll wrap it up with some key takeaways and our raffle for Me Pro at the end of the webinar. So everyone that is in attendance today is eligible for the raffle. That we'll do at the end, and then we'll close it out with some resources. So just before we get started, we're going to be talking a lot about technology today that's evolving and adapting to better suit our needs right now as we speak. So keep in mind that some of the things you'll see today may look or feel a little different when they're actually on the wall on your next Zoom room meeting. Legal says we have to show this slide at the top of the deck. So now we've done our part. Before we jump into the meat of the webinar, I'd like to talk a little bit about D10's relationship with Zoom. D10 and Zoom have co-developed and co-engineered award-winning video-first solutions since 2017, so for the past 5 years, starting out with the D10 D5, which some of you may remember. Since then, we've further honed our commitment to leading the industry with easy-to-use, simple-to-set-up collaboration solutions that just work. So to frame up the webinar, let's take a look at the state of hybrid work today. At D10, we've been keeping a close eye on where hybrid work is headed. There's some figures here published by Gallup, Gartner, and RemotePass. It's a tiny snapshot of some of the data that we're seeing, and it's pretty clear that providing flexible workspaces, enabling hybrid work is the way of the future. Whether employees are coming in full-time, part-time, or only a few hours every week, and that does include some more supporting remote employees too. So we'd like to hear from you. We're curious what percentage of your teams are coming back into the office. So I'm going to launch a quick poll question. Should just take a moment here, but we'd really like to hear from you. How many, what percentage of your teams are coming back into the office? whether that's all, some, none. We have a few answers there, but we're curious. I'm myself am remote first. However, I do enjoy the change of scenery and being able to go into the DTEN headquarters in our San Jose location. All right, looks like most of the participants have answered. So thank you for the feedback. I'll end the poll now and I'll share those results. So it looks like the majority is about 50% of your teams are back into the office. A little more, mostly 50%, so about half. And that's kind of average of what we're seeing. And so with all the solutions that we're going to talk about today to promote engagement and inclusion, we have a call out here from one of our partners, one of our customers, Box. So they're a DTEN customer. They embraced the imperative early on in the pandemic. They recognized they needed to put people first and how critical that still is today. As a consequence, Box executed a multi-pronged approach to build out their hybrid work model. They focused on people first. They knew they needed to reimagine workspaces, and they needed a technology partner to create the bridges needed to bring employees together. Designing for equity has become a business imperative. The minute that remote employees interacted one-on-one with collaboration technology, the paradigm shift. Failure to do that will leave our workforce at risk. So at DTEN, our approach to developing new solutions centers on this concept of collaboration equity. We've defined this as a concept of culture and inclusion and fairness, where every team member has equal ability to participate and contribute. And that's where deploying the right technology comes into play. So to foster a culture of collaboration equity, giving everyone an equal opportunity to contribute, regardless of where they're located or technical acumen, it can really benefit from easy to use technology that elicits interaction. So let's take a look at the hybrid office. In a minute, we're going to take a deep dive into a number of use cases, from the lobby to hot desks, huddle spaces, and in-office phone booths. Also from shared meeting spaces and common areas to the executive office, you can deploy consistent, intuitive workspaces that foster productivity, connection, and inclusivity. So we have one more poll question. We'd also like to hear from you. What critical issues are you and your teams facing in your work environments? So it's multiple choice if there's more than one here, but we're curious, what are you facing in your current work environments? Whether that's providing workstations for hybrid employees, encouraging people to return to the office, employee well-being and safety, or anything in regards to platform conflict. So I see a number of people submitting their answers. Thank you for that feedback. We'll give it about 5 more seconds for the poll. And it looks like there's a mix across the board from what I'm seeing. I'm going to go ahead and close out the poll. So thanks to those that submitted an answer. And what we're seeing is a majority say encouraging people to return to the office. We have seen that as well. Some people have settled into a different work style, and maybe coming back to the office is not was something that they're being challenged with. Great, thank you for the feedback. We appreciate the input, and it's nice to hear what other people are facing. So I'm going to hand it off to Tim Ashlock, our Channel Account Manager for the West, to go through our portfolio of hybrid solutions for the hybrid office. Tim?
Hey, thanks, Eileen, and thanks so much to everyone for joining us today. My name is Tim Ashlock, as Eileen said, and I'm the Channel Manager here for the Western region at DTEN. I'm joined today by my colleagues in the West. We got Jimmy Wu, our EDU Specialist for the West and Central US, and Wai Lam, our Field Territory Manager for the Pacific Northwest and Central. Together, we're going to talk to you guys about all the great DTEN products that enable workers in today's hybrid office settings. So to kick things off here, I'm just going to give you guys kind of a quick rundown of the DTEN product portfolio as it currently stands, and we're going to go into more detail here. So this is just going to be kind of a high-level overview to catch you up. And these are the products we'll be focusing on as we talk about all of the different hybrid office and classroom solutions we have available. So first up, we have our DTEN D7 for Zoom. This is our flagship product here. It's an all-in-one Zoom room solution that really put us on the map here at DTEN. First introduced back in 2017, and that current version is still very much a go-to solution for Zoom room customers all over the world. Next up, we have our newest product, the D7X series. We're really excited about this one. Like all DTEN products, it's certified for optimized for Zoom rather. And but it stands out from other DTEN products in that it's the first product here to be on track to be certified for Microsoft Teams. So the D7X is going to be a real game changer for us here at DTEN going forward. And then we have the D10 On series. This is an all-in-one Zoom room device, just like the D7 series, but it comes in at a little lower cost and with more streamlined feature set. So it's a great budget-friendly option for users who maybe don't need all the bells and whistles in that D7 or D7X series, but still want an easy-to-use all-in-one Zoom room solution. Next up, we've got that D10 Go with Mate, which is a camera and mic bar that wirelessly pairs with a 10-inch touchscreen tablet that can then be connected to any display to create an interactive Zoom room. So this is a great product if you've already got some displays in rooms and you don't want to get rid of those displays and you want to turn that room, say, into an interactive Zoom room. That's where the Go and the Mate comes into play. We've also got the D10 Me series, which consists of the D10 Me and the D10 Me Pro. These are 27-inch all-in-one devices that could be used as either a standalone Zoom room device or as a second monitor. Really great solution for, like a personal workstation or hybrid office, hot desk, something like that. Also, you could use those in kiosk mode. That's a really popular use case for the D10 Me. We also have the D10 Onboard, another new product here at DTEN. This was the first ever purpose-built device for Zoom's new advanced whiteboard. And if you guys haven't taken some time to look into Zoom's new advanced whiteboard, I highly encourage everybody to do that. There's so many cool new features in that whiteboard that are available as part of your Zoom Room license. And last but not least, we have the mighty D10 Mate, and this is our purpose-built Zoom Rooms controller solution. So it's a 10-inch tablet with a docking station. It comes pre-installed with that Zoom Room controller software. It can be paired with any Zoom Room system, regardless of manufacturer, and used as either your room controller or as your room scheduler. And so that's kind of our portfolio as it currently stands today. And with that, I'm going to kick it over here to Jimmy Wu, who's going to talk to us a little bit about DTEN products and their use cases.
Thank you, Tim. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Jimmy Wu. I'm the account executive here for DTEN for Higher Education West and Central. I'll be talking to you about a few of our products. The first product I'll be talking to you about is the D7 for Zoom. As Tim mentioned, this is the product that really put us on the map. This is an all-in-one collaboration device. Features a very slim design with clear 4K video and touch display, powerful 16 mic array. Although it is an all-in-one device, it is a Windows-based device that is capable of supporting external peripherals, such as additional cameras, mics, and speakers, using the ports that are available there. Makes it pretty flexible in terms of a device that you can integrate with other equipment. It is a Zoom Room certified product, so the device supports Zoom Rooms natively, and all of your configuration can be done directly from your Zoom device management portal, straight from your browser. So in terms of management and device configuration, all those can be done remotely from your office. Personally, I've helped deploy plenty of these D7s from conference rooms, classrooms, and shared common spaces. These can easily be mounted to a wall with the included mount, and there's also a optional mobile card that you can easily mount to make it a little bit more accessible if you have a space that you can't kind of dedicate a space for a screen. D7's great. It's a great product if you are standardized on Zoom and you want a consistent user experience. A lot of the customers I've worked with love the simplicity of the device, and the consistency in user experience really helps with users at all levels. So time required to train users are definitely dramatically reduced thanks to Zoom's easy user interface. The end users can start using these devices right away with little help. And like all DTEN products, this is a simple device to deploy, set up, and use. And it includes pretty much everything you need to get started right from the box. Next slide, please. All right, so the second product I'm going to be talking to you about is the Me series. So we offer it in two flavors. There's the Me and the Me Pro. The Me Pro is our leader model, which kind of step back here. So this is also an all-in-one device. It has the built-in camera, mic, touchscreen display, and supports native Zoom software in a 27-inch form factor. The difference between the Me and the Me Pro is the Smart Connect. So the Me Pro has the Smart Connect, which is a USB pass-through and HDMI that allows you to connect to a laptop or some sort of desktop and use it as a secondary screen. Effectively, it'll allow your laptop to be used in conjunction with this, the Me Pro components, such as the camera, mic, speakers, and touchscreen display. So this makes it a great workstation solution for either home or the office. You can see in this animation, there's an example of what a home office can look like. So it's a great kind of alternative if you're looking for a simple all-in-one package for a workstation. Alternatively, there are other use cases with this smaller form factor. This example shows the kiosk and virtual reception. So I personally work with several university customers to deploy this type of solutions for front offices, libraries, and IT help centers. It uses the Zoom Rooms license. Through your Zoom account, you can configure the layout of how the kiosk looks like, shown on the slide. In this example, the Me is installed on an urban stand, and you can call either the receptionist or you can reserve a workstation directly from this kiosk. So that's all included within your Zoom Rooms license, so you can configure it with that license. And like all DTEN products, this is also a very easy solution to deploy, set up, and use. Right. All right, and then the last product I'm going to be talking to you about is the Onboard. So this is our one of the latest products that we recently launched. This is a dedicated companion digital whiteboard, which you can add to an existing Zoom Rooms. It is purposely designed to support the advanced whiteboard that Zoom has already released, but will be enhancing further on in the future releases. If you already have an existing Zoom Rooms, maybe with a simple AV bar and a display, or maybe you have a custom conference room with ceiling mics, PTZ cameras, and projector, but no way to kind of do the touch-enabled collaboration piece, this is a great solution for that. You can easily integrate this into your existing Zoom Rooms as a companion whiteboard. You can see in the slide here, there's 3 use cases. First being the companion whiteboard, as I mentioned, so you can integrate into an existing Zoom Room setup. At some point, the second use case, at some point, Zoom will be configuring or allowing you to configure this as a standalone appliance. What that means is you'll be able to, once you set it up as a standalone appliance, you can roll this thing into any room and you can start a new whiteboarding session, or you can pull up an existing one through the cloud storage. So it makes it even more flexible in terms of making this kind of collaboration piece a mobile device. This can also, the third example will be, this can also be configured as a kiosk for interactive wayfinding map for workspace reservations or digital signage. We showcased this on several shows this year for wayfinding and digital signage. So if you need to, let's say, you purpose this device for maybe digital signage for certain events, you can easily configure those things within your Zoom settings. On this illustration, you can see that it's mounted to a cart. So, as I mentioned, you can easily move these things into different rooms, or you can mount it on a wall using the included wall mount. So like all DTEN products, this is also a very easy product to deploy, set up, and use. Okay. So that is my part. So I'm going to pass it over to my colleague here, Lam. He'll be talking to you about what we're all excited for, the new D7X product and our future products we're working on.
Very cool. Thanks, Jimmy. Hi, everyone. So my name is Lam. I'm the territory manager here for the Pacific Northwest. And today I'll be covering our most recent product launch called the D7X. So our award-winning D7 product just got even better with the D7X. So I'll be piggybacking off of Jimmy's previous slide around the D7, because you can expect all the wonderful features on the D7 will be enrolled over to the D7X along with improved enhancements. So the D7X will be the first multi-platform certified product supporting both Zoom or Teams. The D7X will come standard with a USB-C pass-through that is capable of charging a 65-watt laptop, as well as supporting BYOD. So this is the third time we actually introduced the BYOD concept to our product. First being in the Mi Pro, second being in the Go Mate, and of course the third being in the D7X lineup. Why this is very impactful for us and a great feature to have is because now users aren't locked down to a single platform in a conference room environment. For example, if you have a conference room that's set up for Zoom today, and if you have meeting invitations that's being sent out via WebEx, via Google Hangout, etc., users can now comfortably bring in their laptop, connect it via USB-C pass-through. It'll charge their laptop. It'll also power the meeting. So you'll be steering the meeting from the comfort of your laptop, and you'll be able to enjoy all the enriched features such as the microphone array, the 4K camera, and even the touchback on the display itself on the D7X. Users can expect improved performance across all functions, so you'll get faster processing, more powerful speakers, a wider field of view for coverage, and of course, improved touch precision. The D7X is available today in both Windows or Android operating system. And with that, we've actually prepared a quick video to walk you through the D7X launch.
DTEN D7X transforms any meeting room into a modern video collaboration workspace. D7X combines the newest innovations in video, audio, and touch collaboration technology into a powerful all-in-one solution for today's hybrid work environment. Connect to virtually any video meeting with the D7X's multi-platform design. Simply connect your laptop to a single charging cable to access the D7X's audio, video, and touch technologies from your platform of choice. Or start a meeting with one touch using the D7X's native Zoom capabilities. And for larger meeting spaces, the D7X is ready to pair with companion whiteboards, meeting controllers, additional cameras, and other peripherals. D7X combines enhanced AI with deep learning to deliver next-generation video meetings. The super wide-angle camera with 129-degree field of view captures everyone in the room with 20% better video clarity. And smart framing technology keeps everybody perfectly in frame. Sophisticated D10 audio AI works behind the scenes to reduce distractions and deliver with rich, room-filling sound, with speakers that are 4 times more powerful. The D7X works at the speed of your ideas. With award-winning touchscreen technology, enjoy 30% better touch precision, which provides smooth, natural writing for whiteboarding, annotation, and brainstorming sessions. And the D7X's touchback feature allows you to stay at the board for an uninterrupted workflow. Simply tap the screen for content control. Propel your meeting room into the future. Move forward with D7X. The D10.
All right, so what's next for D10? So for those that were in attendance at Zoomtopia this year, we demonstrated a few new products that we hope you guys might like. Building upon our X series, we'll be introducing a Pro model called the D7X Pro. Users can expect all the wonderful features from the X series, along with heavy emphasis around multi-stream. The Pro series will introduce additional side cameras, totaling 5 for optimized smart gallery and intelligent director support. Please make sure you guys are subscribed to our mailing list because more features will be released at a later time and more information around the product as it gets closer to launch. And we want to make sure that you guys get the latest and greatest updates. All right, next slide, please. All right, so lastly, we also redesigned our dual display around the X series called the D7X Dual. The redesigned dual display will be equipped with a center camera design for eye-level communication along with built-in privacy shutter. This is huge for us. For those that have been following D10 for a while now, you may notice that we've gone through 2 iterations of the dual displays already. The first one, we actually have an off-centered camera. And on the second display, we kind of had a dummy bar for the aesthetics appeal. And then our second iteration, we introduced 2 dedicated cameras on both displays, but customers were still coming back to us and they were still asking for a center camera. So that way, if someone's in a meeting, it's more focused in the center person than being off-center, depending on where they're sitting. So we've taken a lot of customer feedback and we're very excited to launch our 3rd iteration around the D7X series for our dual, and it's going to have a center camera. Users can expect both the D7X Pro along with the D7X Dual to be GA over the next 6 months. The D7X Dual is purpose-built for hybrid collaboration, so users can expect all the great features such as touch-enabled display, improved audio, and of course our powerful microphone array. So again, going back, please make sure that you guys are subscribed to our mailing list for all the latest updates for our new product launches. And with that, I'm going to hand it back over to Tim to cover our channel programs.
Thanks, Wyatt. And Eileen, we've got some questions rolling in here. Do we want to take some of these right now or save them maybe for the end of the webinar? Or
Sure.
what are your
Yeah,
thoughts?
we can certainly address them right now if there's one. I see our most recent question here just came in around the D7X. Where does the USB-C pass-through connect physically? To the controller on the table, or does the cable need to run back to the D7X and connect there?
It would be on the OPS, unless you would have to run a special cable to extend it to their center room, to your center room, but it would be directly through the OPS. That's the IO.
Exactly, and that's what's cool about the D7 series, right? Is that you can actually add all these different peripherals to it, and also all the different ports are on the board itself. So that USB-C cable does plug right into the board. There are additional USB ports in there to add peripherals. So even though that dual, for example, has that center camera, you can still add additional cameras or microphones as the need arises. So very versatile products that can be easily expanded on.
Thanks. And one question about the onboard, is the companion whiteboard available now?
Yes, it's available today. And you can configure it as a companion whiteboard with the onboard.
Yeah, and you can tie that onto any existing Zoom room, and that companion whiteboard feature is part of your Zoom room license. So it actually doesn't take an extra license if you're going to set it up in companion whiteboard. So say you've got a room with a D7 Dual in it and you want to add a companion whiteboard, you can just add that companion whiteboard D10 onboard to that room and be ready to go.
Thanks, Tim. And then a question on the Mi series. Do Mi or Mi Pro have 1/8 inch stereo jacks? They're asking for support of hearing loop or hearing impaired.
I could take that one. Yeah, so the D10 Mi does not have that 1/8 inch jack. You can connect devices via Bluetooth on that one, but it does not have the 1/8 inch jack on there.
Thanks. And then as far as going back to the D7 center camera, can we add this to the older D7 systems with built-in cameras?
I do not believe there's a way to do that at this time with the new, again, this is a brand new product that's still in beta right now, but that's something that we can kick up to our product team. So I would just encourage you guys to reach out either to Jimmy, Y, or myself for a follow-up there. And we'll do some consulting with our team to find out. But I don't believe at this time that's going to be possible.
I can also chime in that as well. So it wouldn't be possible just because the dual display model is actually sharing one OPS. So if you're actually using two D7 models, you actually have two dedicated Zoom rooms. So you would have to fire on one license, and then if needed, you'll make the secondary display connected via HDMI. But now that really defeats the purpose, because you bought two dedicated Zoom rooms, right? Two dedicated appliance, and to be using that secondary display just as a extended display connected via HDMI probably isn't most feasible for your organization. Another product that we'll be introducing probably closer to the end of Q2 for Q3 release is probably our own dedicated bar solution. So if you were to repurpose your existing D7 and running into a dual environment, you can actually buy a dedicated bar for that. So you can have it set on top of your cadenza, and it will be able to give you that center camera experience as well.
Thanks, Vi. And I think we have a couple other feedback pieces of feedback in the chat. One comment was asking about the D10 Me with the matte finish or reduced glare. So I'm not sure if that's available as a today, but I think that's a good piece of feedback for our product.
I can also take that question today. So today on the D10 Me, we only have the gloss model that's available. We are getting feedback, and we are taking surveys as far as customer requests. We've had requests in the past with a matte finish, and we've actually transitioned some of our older iterations of the D7 from a gloss to a matte finish. So it's definitely possible for us to do in the near future. It's just we have to make sure there's demand and there's enough appetite for a matte display. But it is definitely something that's top of mind for us.
Thanks, Vi. And then our last piece of feedback, this is actually going back to one of the poll questions, but talking about critical issues. This person's issue is the same as before the pandemic: effective communication across large organization with tens of thousands of employees. So employees that are working in synergy, escalating problems, or aware of changes, and informing their departments of priorities. So thank you for that feedback. We appreciate it. I think we'll answer one more question then just popped up in the chat here. Which device would be best for shared meeting space and private recording? This person says, in our school, we have faculty who want to record their lectures in private while also having the ability to meet with their students.
I would recommend either the D7 for Zoom or the D7X, depending if you want something that's a little bit more future-proof, right? Major difference between the two platforms is the D7X is going to be the first multi-platform support. So with a lot of organizations kind of cutting back on their tech stack today, they're also looking for platforms that's a little bit more agnostic. So this gives users a little bit more flexibility, but you can't go wrong with either D7 or the D7X for your environment.
Thank you. And thanks to everyone that's provided comments and feedback. Looks like one more just popped in. Oh, thank you. You're welcome. Great. Okay, Tim, do you want to go ahead and talk through some of the channel resources?
Sure, yeah. I just wanted to just say a quick thank you to all of our partners who joined us today, and just have a couple of quick reminders and things of note. If you haven't already, please create an account in our partner portal. That's at DTEN.allbound.com. We've got lots of great sales and marketing resources in there for you guys. If you have any problem accessing that, please reach out to me and I can help you out there. You can also visit us on our website at any time by going to dten.com/partners. If you have any questions, you can email us anytime at channelhelp@dten.com. We're also going to be having a channel partner webinar in January, so stay tuned for more information on that. We'll be sending out more information probably early to mid-January for that one. So just a big word of thanks to all of our reseller partners out there. We really appreciate the partnership. And just a quick recap of our team here in the West. You've got me on the channel side, so reach out anytime if you are based out here in the West and I can help you out or get you to the right person. You guys have met Y and Jimmy today. Reach out to them anytime as well. We've also got Sean Brown, who wasn't able to join us today, but he is our rep located in the Bay Area who covers the Bay and Northern California. all of us are here to assist. And as you can see, just by looking at this map, we've got a team all over the country. So if you're working with, or if you're based, say, in the central or eastern region, we can connect you to the appropriate resource there as well. So I just wanted to point that out. And with that, I think I'm going to kick it back over to Eileen to maybe do some key takeaways, see if we have any more questions. And we've also got a D10 Me Pro. I think we're going to do a raffle for today as well. So Eileen.
Yeah, thanks, Tim, and thanks to Y and Jimmy as well for covering all these topics. So I think in conclusion, we're seeing that hybrid workplaces will continue to grow. It's important to deploy that right technology to promote interaction and equity in the meetings. D10 has solutions for almost every environment in hybrid workplaces and EDU. And we have resources available both to our channel partners and to our end user customers. If you have any questions or follow-ups on our products or any of your use cases. And also wanted to call out, we do have inventory in stock. So D10 over the last few months has been good in a relatively good inventory position with some of our solutions in stock. So with that, I will go to the fun part of this presentation. So we're going to be giving a D10 Me Pro 27-inch away to one of our lucky participants. So thanks again for all the attendees that have stayed to the end. We appreciate it. So I'm just doing a randomizer here. So Mike Fornander, congratulations. We will reach out to you post this event. So thank you for attending, and we will send you an email with a follow-up on the logistics for that.
Awesome. Congratulations to Mike. It looks like we got a couple other questions rolling in here. Yep, sweet indeed, Mike. That's awesome. Great little devices. I use mine every day. We run these kind of calls on them every day. It's just a great work from home solution. Jeremy asked about best practices for length and type of USB-C cables. I think you want to keep those. Well, actually, why do you know this? Are we shipping a USB-C in the box for the D7X?
Yep. And then we have customers that are asking for a longer cable. So we are reviewing that and we're testing different suppliers out there. We'll be able to make recommendations at a later time for a longer cable as well. We just want to make sure that there's no quality degradation with just random cables that's being used. So we'll be providing that recommendation to our users.
Yep, and we're always happy to check with our engineering team, and we've got SEs available as well. So if anyone has any questions, we can connect you to the appropriate resource here at D10. But we're always testing functionality and compatibility with third-party peripherals.
There was another question here about D7X is Teams built in. So I can take that one. So today we're in the process of certifying the D7X to be Teams compatible. Yes, the Teams will be natively supported once that certification is completed. So the D7X will have that Teams built in. It'll be turned on through a firmware update from my understanding, and you should be able to configure your D7X to a Teams device once that's available.
And I'll chime in on that as well. There's actually going to be two preloaded images into all D7X that's being shipped. One is for Zoom rooms and the other one's for MTR. And at any point given time, you can be on one platform. And if you need to switch it out, you just have to do a factory restore and you'll be able to boot up MTR or vice versa.
Thanks, Y. One other question came in. Is there any trade-in or trade-up program available?
So I'll take that one as well. So right now we're being very mindful with our customers. We know there's year-end spend. We all know that people are buying and they made recent purchases. And so with announcements of new products, it's always one of those situations like, oh darn, I should have waited, or darn, I need it now. But there's a newer product that's out there, and we kind of want to try these new features. With that being said, our team, we are actively thinking and working through an upgrade path for our customers for credit to be used towards one of the newer models. So more information around those programs will be announced at a later time. But from a trade-in standpoint, we don't have any trade-in programs or anything like that. It would probably just be a credit to trade up to be redeemed for one of the later models.
Great, thank you. And I think the last question, just asking around timeline on Microsoft certification.
MTR certification on our Android device for the D7X should be completed hopefully by February. And these are just rough timeline, right? Just based on what we've seen. The trend has always been roughly about 6 months or so. We started this process back in as early as October, I believe. So we're at the latest, it'll be at the end of Q1, but we're hoping that things will get moved along because we had a lot of our stuff lined up prior. So we're hoping to have everything wrapped up by late February to maybe even early March. And of course, the Windows version is to be followed, and that one we can expect to get certified probably 2 months later.
Great, thank you. I think that's all the questions. So thank you everyone for the feedback and the comments as well. Just in closing, here we have this QR code. So again, if you want to scan this, or you can enter in the URL that's listed at the bottom to set up a meeting with someone for our sales team, one of the gentlemen that are on this call today, or fill out the request for the try and buy program that was referenced, please do so. We'll also send some information as a follow-up via email for your attendance to this webinar in case you can't scan the code or if you don't have the ability to do so at the moment. So in closing, thank you again. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. We appreciate it. We hope you found some value out of the information that was shared today. And we hope you all have a wonderful morning. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.